Hello guys, this is ZayTV26. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your host Zay here. And guys, let me first thank you so much for my existing subscribers for choosing to be part of this journey. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for deciding and choosing to be part of this journey. So guys, keep subscribing. Road to 10,000. Let's make it 10,000, guys. So been traveling for hours now, so decided to like take a break. That's why the eye bags, don't know whether they're visible, like, you know, it's been hours, close to 20 24. No, 24. 14 hours, 14 hours drive. Yeah, amazing. So guys, alhamdulillah, all is well, and I'm so proud of you for choosing to be my online fam. So yeah, regardless, I've been there's a toxic, this is what toxic, that we sometimes underrate toxicity amongst people within us. Or remember, on this channel, I concentrate a lot on my channel. I concentrate, not limited to, but I do concentrate on stuff that happen, social realities, and things that, you know, we deal with. And you know, this toxicity, let me call it that, the toxicity in an environment, or any environment where we are present, or where we are coexisting with others, can actually really affect our performance. It can affect how we relate with others. It can affect how we perform our duties. It can affect our productivity as human beings, and so forth. And you know that you know, you've had people comment and say, I went him toxic. Or you know, sometimes we joke about it, and we see memes even saying, oh, if being good can't pay, stay toxic. But this toxicity, is I think it's heavier, or it carries a lot of weight than some of us, or yeah, than some of us may imagine. It's underrated. It's a very underrated word. And you know, when you come to the reality on the ground, and how it can affect an individual, or how it can affect us, or loved ones, or people around us, friends, and all that, you know, toxic people are, of course, they're in our societies. We're not talking about things that don't, it doesn't mean, these are people that we coexist with. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we may be the toxic ones. Yes, sometimes it can be you, the individual, the toxic one, and you find yourself underestimating how you affect others, others around you. And personally, I feel living or coexisting with toxic people is really draining, can really be draining, because toxic people have narcissistic characteristics, and they're always out here to make you feel guilty. They're out here to make you feel unwanted, to feel, to under to underrate your capabilities, your abilities as a human, to, you know, to doubt your sense of reasoning. And that can be really, really, really draining, you know. And you find they you know, a narcissist and a toxic person. A narcissist is a toxic person, definitely. Someone can be just toxic and not narcissist, but a narcissist is toxic because, you know, why will you make someone okay, a narcissist will make a mistake, or they'll offend you, they're gonna offend you, and they make you guilty and feel sorry for them. You know, they're the victim, you're the victim, but they're gonna use reverse psychology to make you feel guilty, to make you feel you offended them, and then you end up saying sorry. I don't mean that it's wrong to say sorry. It's a very good idea to say sorry. It's a good idea to always be apologetic, especially if you're wrong. And sometimes if it's for the sake of peace, definitely saying sorry is the best thing. It's a powerful word. I've heard of, you know, inspirational speakers praising this 3-letter word, I am sorry. And they usually say that it fixes relationships, it fixes marriages, it fixes the 3-letter word, you know, the power of the 3-letter word. It fixes so many things. And if it's for the sake of peace, why not? But you know, this what's left, something keeps telling you, even after saying sorry, as an individual, you still feel like avoiding this person because they make you say sorry for things that you haven't done. And, you know, to drag you to that side of you feeling guilty and all that, it's never fair. And so it leaves like a scar. And if you're that kind of a person who is not forgiving, or that kind of a person who doesn't let it go, at some point you feel like you can take revenge. That's what you feel as an individual. And if you cannot take revenge, there's a scar that is left. So I do remember, I won't mention names. I just want to share the experience without mentioning names or things that may relate or may defame anyone, because okay, my channel is just meant to, you know, to navigate, to share experiences as we navigate life. Remember, this life is, we just live once, we live once. There are no rehearsals, no nothing. So, you know, it's good. I do love, individually, personally, I do love interaction. I love to learn. I love to learn, and I do believe we learn every day. I'm very open to learning and learning what other people experience, whether we are in the same age brackets, whether they are older or even younger, and yeah, all that, different human faces or different human growth phases. They do amaze me when I get to know what everybody or what people are dealing with, what they're experiencing, and yeah, I get to learn from that. There's this one person who was let me use the past tense because yeah, it was some time back. It was some time back, and you know, I feel, you know, that's one person that we talk, but we don't talk that often as before. But for the sake of peace, because I swear this person was toxic. I don't know that they still are, because we're not that close anymore because of distance and because of different parts in life and all that. But I'm grateful that at least I learned from, I passed through. It's like a school, you know, life is like a school, and every experience for me, just to avoid being traumatized or stressed up, I take every experience as a school, as a class, as an interaction, or all that. Yeah, I do believe that this person, let's call this person T for toxic. Definitely they may be changed. And if you ever watch this and you feel that you're that person, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry that I had to share this. So no, it's nothing. Okay, yeah. So it happened. This is a person, you're a close friend. This was a close friend, and they were always, oh God, I'll just say they were toxic to a point that they're always, they want you to always be available in case there's anything affecting them directly or indirectly. You're supposed to be there, sympathizing, empathizing, doing everything just to make them comfortable, or just to make them, fix whatever they are in so quick. And I remember this particular incident where I was actually not feeling well. It happened, I was unwell, and I had an exam. There's this very important test that I was supposed to sit for. So I called them, and all I needed was just someone to drop me at the health facility where I was needed. Just to be dropped at the health facility. That's all I needed. And then, yeah, at least I would fix, after treatment, I would just rush back before the test so that I can go and sit for the exam. And yeah, okay, person T, be there. I called. Person T agreed to dropping me at the health facility, and he didn't, without hesitation, no reluctance, no nothing. So person T says, fine, what time, where do I pick you, what time, and all that. I was really glad that at least someone who's not family is there. Like, I do, that was the very first. And don't underestimate the person who you feel like you can call, the first person you can call when in trouble. It means that you trust them, you trust that they can offer or they can render some help. That's what that's what I exactly did. So yeah, you'd be like, it's fine, it's okay, I'm on my way, I'll be on my way. So I called like 9 a.m. The test was supposed to, my exam was starting at 3 a.m. So I told them I would like to be dropped at the hospital at around 2, because they told me they were somewhere, and I knew they will take that long, up to around lunch hour, that is at 1. So I prepared, I relaxed, that kind of a feeling that when that's fixed, that's sorted already, so no need to call anybody else. Like I could have called my sister, I could have called some family members to do the same for me, but I was just content that this is gonna work. This is, at least there was someone to drop me at the hospital. Yeah, so I got busy, and when it was 2, it was at 1:30, I made that call, and person T be like, I'm on my way. And you know, to the affirmation, I started getting, I was already ready, you know. By there, I'm that one person who takes long. Not like I don't know, but in preparation. But that particular day, I was just okay, you know, it was, everything was in time. I was ready. I called them. They told me they were on their way. So actually, I left the house and stood by the gate side. So because I didn't want them to come inside, when it would just be hopping into the car and off we go. It was some minutes, a quarter to 2. I called, they didn't pick. I was like, okay, maybe they're busy. Then I called for the second time after 10 minutes. I gave it 10 minutes. When it was 5 minutes to 2, I do remember very well. It was on a Wednesday. They don't pick again. I give it 5 minutes. I make another call, and the phone was off. And that was the first red flag. I was like, then why would someone lie? Then you know how you talk to yourself, you talk to your instincts, and you be like, maybe they're busy, or the phone is on silent mode, or you know, I started looking for excuses for them. Little did I know that I came to know this later on, that through their confession, that they were simply ignoring the phone because they were not even within the locality where they had said. So they had to lie to keep me posted. So I keep calling. The phone is off. Can't be reached. So I'm worried. And it's already 2:15. And you know, because for the sake of my test. And honestly, I was shivering. I just felt I was not fit. I couldn't take myself there. I couldn't drive at that particular time. So I couldn't drive. So I give myself time. That's when my second option, I thought of, I called a family member, and they were, you know, I said that would be a short notice. It will worry them. You know how like family members will be so much concerned about, are you serious? Are you so ill? How are you feeling? How this and that. So again, I didn't want to bother people. I didn't want to trouble anyone. I didn't want to trouble, you know, sometimes when it comes to family members, it can be really deep, and all of them may just come, all of them at once. And, you know, I was not that sick. It wasn't that as serious as that. I didn't want to create that attention. I didn't want to you know, set alarms, because it wasn't alarming in the first place. So I was so hurt, you know. I just felt so bad, that because I thought we were good friends, you know, I never expected to be let down to that point. So yeah, I got an Uber. I went to the hospital. I was done. Alhamdulillah, in good time. I was in for my class. Actually, I went at 3 on the dot. I think 3 p.m. I was checking in at the university gates to go get my exams, to do my exam. Yeah, so at least that was achieved. At the end of the day, you know, I was hurt. You know, I was so bored. You know how you feel when someone lets you down? That's how I felt. So yeah, they call later in the evening, and they'd be like, oh, you can't imagine, I almost died, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, the first thing, you know, even they don't say sorry, the very first thing on call is, you can't imagine. They're like, I almost I don't know, I almost died. Do you know, I was driving so fast and I almost caused an accident and this and that, you know, so I listened. And then, you know, coiled it all around, and at some point I felt I was the one to say sorry. You know, someone has let you down, but they coil it, they shape it, they reverse it and throw it back to you. It's you to say sorry. You're the one who's wrong. You know, I looked at it, I thought about it, and I swear everything was, you know, but I don't know, there's something, there's a power that narcissists have, or toxic people have, possess. I just mean, you know, there's this convincing power. They make you feel guilty. You know, I was like, okay. I remember I was so sick. I was the one who was supposed to be dropped at the hospital. But now I'm saying sorry. Oh, to something that even sounds like an invention. It seemed a lie, honestly. But you know how it's presented and how it bounces back to you, how they reverse it and make you feel guilty that you called them to drop you at the hospital and they were struggling and really worried. And because of that worry, now that you're ill, they were about to you know, they were about to cause an accident. And you see all that. Okay, I swallowed it, and yeah, deep down I was like, okay, maybe this is true and all that, but you can take this to the bank. They never said sorry, and it was just that. So I decided to let it go. I'm not a perfect human, and I don't but I rarely hold grudges. So I tried to give it a second chance. I tried to let it go. I tried to, you know, convince myself, maybe, imagine, I could have just taken an Uber in the first place. Why did I even call them? What if they caused an accident and all that? Little did I know that all those were lies. This person was they were comfortably in wherever they were, and not on their way. There was nothing like an almost fatal accident, to be nothing like that. That's what I came to learn earlier, but I apologized and life went on. So on another incident, it was my turn to act. One of Person T's family members was traveling from somewhere far away, and I was free on that particular day. Person T told me that he was busy and it was held up somewhere, and that was true. I knew that it was busy, it was committed, and you know, he told me after checking, after the family member had communicated that they were traveling, he told me there was a very short notice. So that's what, at least that's what I know from the phone call. So he called me and asked if I could pick the family member from wherever they were, you know, on arrival. And you know, we are all human. I remembered that the incidents, and I was so pissed off. I was like, what excuse will pop up so that I don't do it? Then at some point I'm like, okay, anyway, like this family member, we're friends and we're all that. So I was like, I can just help with that. I was like, why can't I pick her? In this case, it was the sister. So I was like, why can't I pick her? Because why not? Like, and it's been long, like years. We hadn't met. So there I was at exactly 1 p.m. because they were to arrive at 2:30, but I was already there at 1 p.m. I swear the wait, it was a long wait. I waited, you know, for them to be checked out, everything. I was at the other end on arrivals. So I waited and waiting. A could call every second, calling and asking if I was already there, how the progress was, whether we had met. Guess what happened next? My person T comes with, he arrived I think at around 1:10. He didn't tell me he was also coming. So he comes to pick the family member. So why did I even come? You could have just, if it was possible for you, why do you feel like, why did you engage me? Why did you engage me? You know, not like I'm, you know, it felt so annoying that he can do anything. He was so manipulative. And those are just 2 incidents. And he didn't say sorry, just to mention. There was no sorry. There was no sorry. So he came over, picked the sister, packed everything in the boot. And he said, oh, thank you. Hey, you saved, I swear, Kumbe, I can count on you. So I can count on you. Like, why did you make me come all the way when you knew you could do that? You definitely knew you could do that, and that's why you're here. And he had treated it as a matter of emergency, and that he was totally unable to turn up. And here I am, you know, now I looked like a confused, I don't know, like I was so bitter. I was so bitter. I just said hi to the family member and left. Then later in the evening, there's this call. I swear that was really unfair. That was really unfair. You know, we expected you to stay a while. After staying a while, we expected you to at least join us for lunch. Who does that? How do I even join them for? I was so angered. Because this was the second time I was disappointed. Not actually the second time, but at least it was the second time since I started, you know, looking at it deeply and trying to understand why someone would be so annoying, and why someone would just choose to let others down and then reverse it. So it'd be like, that was so unfair. That was but then I felt hurt. You know, you didn't take time with us. I wish you would have just taken some lunch together, you know, and all that. Do you know what? I ended up saying sorry again. And then that's when I started this book. What do you call this? By Green. Who's the author? I can't remember the author, but they're the 48 Laws of Power. And there is that manipulative power. I don't know how I got to find it. No, I saw it on I saw one just on my ebooks. And it happened that I was reading, it was one of my reads for the month, and I noticed, you know, that there's this manipulative power where another human will feel entitled to, will I call it puppet? No, that's not puppetry, but they'll manipulate you just like a puppet. And you'll just, you know, you're right, you're 100% sure that you're the one who's wronged, but you end up saying sorry, not for the sake of peace in here, because you know, not like we are coexisting, we are living together, no. Not like we are, no. You know, you just feel they make you say sorry for things you've not done, and then you even start doubting your sense of reasoning. You start doubting your the person you are. You start doubting everything about yourself. You start doubting what defines you. You definitely know that you know, everybody as an individual, you know what you're capable of, you know what you know your weaknesses, your strengths. But you know, when you're dealing with a toxic person, it changes the whole story. The narrative changes. You're not even sure of who you are at some point. Honestly, now I'm unfair. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. But then I should have sat and kept them company, waited, you know, and had lunch and all that. Not that I left in bad faith. I greeted the family member. I greeted both of them. And then I just told them I needed to leave to attend to some issues. But definitely it was the anger in me. I was angered because I had committed myself all the way. And now here he had told me that I pick them, and he had even told me the location where I was going to take this family member, so that when he comes from work or from wherever he was, he will just pass by and, you know. But that was not the case. And I was so disappointed. So disappointed. So those two incidents, I swear, I think it was an eye-opener. I just felt like I needed to understand the people around me deeply. I needed to get a real picture of what these people stand for. I needed to get a real picture of what my friends, people around me. So it created that, I got that awareness. And it's for the best. I think it's for the best. So since then, I decided to avoid being too much available for such situations, because I was 100% sure that there'll always be, you know, we are prone to imperfections, but I believe that some of them are just are tailored by what we choose. It's by choice that someone will let you down. They'll choose not to do that to see what you can do. Maybe they'll choose to let you down to test how deeper the waters are, like what can you do, or you know, to like test your patience, or for reasons known to them. And that was really not cool with me. That was, you know, and that's how I decided to distance myself from such situations. Not like to cut them off, but I'll just distance myself from such situations. So and they kept calling for similar stuff. And you know, for toxic people, they find joy when the message gets home. And the message gets home when you're hurt, when you're let down, when you want to question them but you can't, because they have the power to coil it around you and you find yourself saying sorry. So there's that joy, and they feel they've achieved. And narcissists and toxic people always have those kind of people around them. They are the prey. Those kind of people are their prey. They're the predators. And I was a prey, for example. Yes. So in any situation where they don't have such people around them, their life is so sad because they have no one to manipulate. So they'll always look for one. They always look for a soft spot where, and they always learn. They want to know which is your weakness. And if your weakness is helping others, if your weakness is, you know, feeling sorry when someone is in a sorry situation and you're supposed to help, you know, they just want to know your soft spot or your weakest point, and that's where they hit. And they make sure they hit it hard, that you know, by the time you're overcoming that, another situation has already presented itself. And you know, yeah, toxicity is really draining. If you're on the receiving end, you can keep questioning yourself. You know, you start questioning your reasoning. You question everything that happens around you. And do they even care? They don't. They don't even give you time to heal. They only give you space, just a few days or hours before they hit. And then here they go. They'll just present a different situation, and then they blame you for it. Now, in a situation where maybe this toxic person is, I'm imagining their partners out here, their married spouses out here who are living with such kind of people. And it must be really hard on them, because this is a life partner you're living with. This is a person you're maybe planning to live with forever. So I'm imagining how the effect that will have on a human being, the effect that this is gonna, you know, have on a person if you're dealing with such a person every day in your life. And I believe this is one of the cause of depression and stress, you know, and emotional instability in people, or in marriages, or in just generally in life today. Because everybody, if I can, you know, it was such a short period, and I felt everything felt distorted. I was never a happy being, you know. I was struggling with lots and lots of, you know, I would just sit and think, like, do you want to, like, I was even doubting what I will doubt the things, because they'll be, oh, I didn't know you're that unfair. They use very mean words, by the way. I didn't know you're that unfair. That's so unfair of you. Why would you do this to me? You see? Well, in reality, it's you on the receiving end. You did nothing to them. It's you on which that wrong was done to. And it was so draining. It was so draining. It would stress me up. I was just, you know, my thoughts were just distorted. I even doubted what I believed in terms of, I would doubt, you know, I'll just doubt the things that I used to believe in, like when I would say, you know, when someone is in need, it's always okay to be there for them, be available. Then I'm like, okay, is this availability? Because every time you're available, it ends up, you know, so badly that you find yourself in an awkward position, situation. You're supposed to say sorry and all that. And guys, I don't mean that saying sorry is an issue. Saying sorry is never an issue. Saying sorry is actually very therapeutic, because it stops a lot of things. But for toxic people, it doesn't stop. They come up, they strategize and create another situation, and then they bounce back. And when it bounces back, it's never easy, guys. Yeah, so guys, I would really love to hear from you in the comment section about what do you think of toxic people and your experiences, if you've ever had. You know, these people are just amongst us. We may be even the toxic ones, you know, but as a toxic person, it's very hard to know if you're toxic, because that seems to be their way of life. That seems to be what they stand for. That seems to be, yeah, it just seems to be part of who they are. Sadly, that's a sad one. Yeah, so guys, leave a comment in the comment section. And guys, I wish in my next episode I'll just talk about you know, the things that this narcissist or toxic people are scared of. They're things that they really avoid, and they're kind of people with these characteristics that they really avoid. And they get so sad, especially when they feel like you already know who they are, you already know what they stand for, you already know what they're doing. They're really sad, and they make sure they even bad mouth you out there, and it's never cool. Guys, keep subscribing. For like 30 minutes, and here I go. Yeah, it's a long journey, it's a long journey, it's a long journey, and yeah, I really love it. You know, it's such, I enjoy traveling alone. Yeah, that's one thing I do like very much. And yeah, guys, so on toxicity, let's carry on with what we were talking about. Yeah, it's safe, it's very much safe, because the phone is at a distance, not like I'm using the phone while driving, so it's safe, I'm okay. Yeah, toxicity, to be real, ain't the thing, and I really pity, when I come to imagine that someone somewhere is living with a toxic person for life, I swear that melts my heart, because I know how it feels to be with a toxic person, to have toxic friends, and it's never cool at all. Yeah, so I do believe the best thing to deal with these people, because I think this is how they are. It's a very bad habit, by the way. It's a very bad habit, and no one can claim, there's no excuse, no one can justify being toxic. I had someone talking of toxicity is inborn, and I didn't buy that shit. I don't think that's it. That's not it. Toxicity is just a habit, and habits change, habits grow into, when a habit is regular, it becomes a character, and since these people are really, they get selfish, it's all about them, it's all about what they want, it's all about what they feel. Yeah, everything evolves around them and how they feel about everything, and that's not the coolest. Oh, the road here is they've been floods lately. The road is really, really bad. At some point you find potholes, and they've tried to fill them in, yeah, so the roads are not in good shape, so just have to be careful on the road. So guys, what do you think? Just let me know in the comment section what you feel about toxic people. What do you think about how maybe up on them, no. But I've tried. I tried everything, like sit downs, like one-on-one talks on what do you think? Why are you doing this? Why is this even necessary? Don't you feel like it's unfair to me and all that? You try to pour your heart to them. In no vain, everything in vain, I swear. So yeah, and it will just turn up really bad. It gets really bad. You really need a lot of patience dealing with these people. And it's draining. It can even drain. You feel just you after dealing with such people, like for quite a long time. For me, it didn't even take a year, but for quite a long time, I say you feel drained, tired, fatigued emotionally. That character is never giving. It's bad, I swear. Yeah, so like it's something that I've thought of it. Even every time, like when I get time alone, like when I'm on the road alone, these are some of the things they cross my mind, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think about it a lot, because you'll be like, and why could someone like, what's a character? Not like we're perfect. I know we all vulnerable to imperfection, because we're human after all. And this kind of people are very lonely. They lead very lonely lives. Yeah. They lead very lonely lives. That's why they need a prey. They need someone in hand to manipulate. They need someone. If without someone to manipulate, they are really, really lonely, because they got, their lives are empty. Yeah, and if you get to understand the depth of narcissism, the depth of toxicity, and the fact that we underrate. Sometimes we just underrate it, and sometimes we just don't understand what's going on. We don't maybe understand. There's a lot. It's really deep. These are people who need. They are really down. They need psychiatric help. They need psychiatric assistance. They need very strong emotional support, because it is from the emptiness, the hollowness in their lives, in their character, that makes them want to manipulate others. They just want to have someone. Yeah, I told you the road is a little bumpy. It's broken. There have been floods lately, so the roads are really in bad shape. Potholes. Yeah, because of the recent heavy rains. So you just have to be slow. So drivers, anywhere you are, and that pole, just do it. Just consider the state of the road you're driving on. That can save lives. Yeah, so guys, back to toxicity. Like, it's deep. It's really deep, more than we can imagine. And it's them who need assistance, actually. The fact that this is what they do, this is how they are, and the fact that it's not something inborn. You cannot say someone has been born with such a character trait, a manipulative character trait. This is something that's been just picked up on the way during growth, maybe due to external factors. On a stop of along the journey, we invited for a celebration. It's called Madaraka Day celebration. That takes place on 1st of June every year in Kenya. And people had turned up in large numbers in really cute and cultural regalia. Amazing cultural attire there, with lots of beads, lots of color. Red is the thing to go. So men are in these two pieces of they call it shuka. It's very common among the Maasai people, and it's actually a representation of what Kenya stands for in terms of culture, that comes along with beads on the hands, neck, some on the feet, like very heavy bracelets, not bracelets, but what do I call them? I don't know what to call them. Around the neck, very heavy ornaments, jiggly, and the other jiggly ones on the waist. So amazing, and the ladies looked just perfect. It was just an amazing view to watch them walk around, jiggly, and red seemed like was the theme color for the occasion, or it's just that coincidentally that the culture of the natives here have red as their favorite color, because it's involved in most of their there's a touch of red in everything here. Say the pieces that men wear, the ladies and everything. And then there we have the parade over there, where we have the security men, the men and women in uniform, preparing for a parade to crown the occasion. And they're just there, awaiting it. Yeah, look at that. Pure beauty. The dressing code was just amazing, and I loved it. The natives are so amazingly dressed, and I managed to talk to a few of them who told me that some of the attires that they put on, say the bracelets, the anklets, have meanings. Like a lady with this particular lady had that, if the anklet is on the left, there's a difference when the anklet is on the left foot or the right foot. And she told me that in her subsection, in her sub-clan, it means that one is available or they're single or something like that. So I didn't I would have really loved to air that interview, because she contented, it's an adult, so she contented that I can share what she said. So maybe in the second episode of this, on my vlog, you're gonna get that interview on the difference between these so pretty attires and their meanings across the age sets and age groups and all that. So these are the men and women in uniform giving a salute to crown the day. Remember that Madaraka is but they were doing celebrate during Madaraka Day when Kenya became a republic. Madaraka means Madaraka. Is it the day when Kenya became a republic? I think something like that. It's a day that it's celebrated every 1st of June every year here in Kenya. So these are the men and women in uniform ready to begin their parade. And here, there's a lot being performed. The sun was quite scorchy, but I didn't feel any of that, because the place was just amazing. A lot of performance. There were performances by different presenters most in the native language, but this caught my eye. I swear the attires were just amazing among the ladies, among gentlemen, and even gentlemen were you know, the anklets, the ones on the neck, you know, they were, one thing that I didn't get is men and women have were putting on the ones around the neck, but the only difference is that with the ones of ladies are heavier, and they're circular. They're somehow circular. They're somehow heavier and more round. The others are round the ears, earlobes, then that near the face, then so amazing. So every time they're making maybe performances or dancing or walking, they're so jiggly, and that makes them beautiful. This is where beauty lives, you know. Yeah, that's a different color, but red was I guess red is the favorite color over here. So even if someone has green, like I've just seen one in green there, but they must have a touch of red, and that's amazing. I really love how these appear. You know, they make even for the older people, you know, they make them look younger, prettier, amazing, so amazing. It was quite an amazing experience. And at this point, at this juncture, it was we were almost. It was almost the whole thing was about to start. Yeah, there are kids over there. Oh, pretty. These were beauty lives. I really loved them. Yeah, I got myself one, so amazing. That was really amazing. I loved the art here. And I saw this was like a break. It was a break, a different type of break, you know, where you just interact with people, and they are very likable people. They're very welcoming, they're very sociable, and they always want, you know, they really love it when they notice one is interested in knowing more about their culture. I mean the natives. When they feel like you really want to know about their culture, they're always ready to explain. They're always ready to give you details. They're always available, even for photos, you know. Yeah, so at this point we were just waiting for the leaders to appear, because the session couldn't have started without the leadership presence. So everybody is waiting. That's the red carpet. And despite the scorchy sun, I swear, it was quite a breathtaking experience. And you know, this is this was one of the most amazing capture that I made. Yo, and there's that one with a flag. Yo, so the colors, you know, different colors. But look, you find most of them are red, and this jiggly stuff here, the earlobes. You know, the earlobes are, what will I even say? They're pierced, very bigger piercing, not like the normal one that ladies you have for earrings, but it's bigger. It's bigger in a way that it leaves a big hole on the earlobe, and that's the function. So that's the function of the ornament. It just goes along it. There are also younger ones, but I've noticed that this wider piercing is with the older people, ladies and gentlemen, like equal measure. For the younger ones, most of them don't have this bigger piercing, you know, that the hole like along the earlobe. Then amazing how they look good in short hair, how they look nice in short hair. Just so amazing.
Yeah, this is breathtaking. And then this was a team that was meant to make a presentation. Yeah, and they were in the same. There's that one. There's another ornament that's tied along the waist, so jiggly. So as they swing their waist, it's so jiggly, and they look amazing. So there's that performance. I was not very close to to the podium. Yeah, so it's ladies, younger ladies and gentlemen going for performance. All of them have this kind of a club they're holding a club, on their right hand. I didn't ask about that, but most of them were holding it on the right hand. On rare occasions, it will switch to the left hand. I didn't know if there was any significance in that. I didn't get time to. I didn't find an answer to that. There was lots and lots of things to look at. Yeah, the eyes were really busy. They were fed. Like my eyes were so busy. But I was just so obsessed with how pretty they looked. This was so amazing. This was so amazing. The attire, the regalia was just amazing. It was the best break. It was the best break. And I didn't get enough time like to ask about the meanings of things and that. All I had to do was enjoy the view. Just look at the bracelets, look at the necklaces, look at the jiggly stuff everywhere. At least everyone had something. If it's not a bracelet, there was something, like on the ears, on the something like a crown, the crowny queens. Then that's where I was seated, and there were all people from even students were present. So there were people from across different ages who are believed to be from the locality, definitely. Yeah, so just to carry on with our earlier discussion on toxicity, on the this kind of carried the day for me. It just carried the day because I met very beautiful souls. I met very beautifully dressed individuals with very, very interactive, very sociable, likable. And yeah, back to it. Still, the men and women in uniform. They've set the pace, and here we're waiting for the leadership. There's pretty angels there performing. Yeah, I guess this was a kind of an oriental dance. It was an oriental dance. That was the class, and it was amazing. I guess an Indian dance or something. These are the angels, and these are the younger kids performing. That was amazing. Yeah, so back to it. Yeah, we've said that toxicity earns nothing. Like, it brings no positive results either to the prey or the predator. It has never been. It has never and will never be productive because it's manipulative in nature. Narcissism is manipulation. Toxicity is manipulation. And the fact that some of these people may not be willing to change makes it harder, makes it tougher, makes everything harder for the people facing it. So it's advisable that toxic people are given some some, the whole thing should be given some different depth. They should be advised to maybe seek some psychiatric assistance. Yeah, look at that. This beauty. Oh, I hadn't seen the ones. Oh, that's a different ornament. One across the shoulders too. With lots of touch of red, jiggly over there. Yeah, that's another team. They've gone to perform a presentation, to make a presentation. So amazing. Yeah, so I think we say the toxic people at times just need some psychiatric help. They need some psychiatric assistance because there's a lot of emptiness in them. Only that sometimes we underrate what they're going through. Yeah, because it's always, I believe that an individual will serve what they have. You cannot serve from an empty cup. You cannot serve goodness from you cannot serve good positivity from a negative. You cannot serve goodness when you feel or you're living in evil. So I think they just need care, they need assistance, they need a lot of psychiatric attention so they can be able to give the same. They need to be helped so that they can change. And when they change, it's a plus for the society because they're going to treat everybody else well. They'll not be manipulative. Yeah, guys, so this was an amazing adventurous kind of trip that I had. These are the most I really enjoyed this. So guys, for more, keep subscribe to my YouTube channel ZayTV26 and expect more of this. It was a large adventurous recordings. There were plenty of them. I took plenty of them. So I'm gonna share this together with the interview I had with one of the natives here, this beautiful queens here, the beautiful queen here who offered to share some information, answer my questions and do all that. So I'm so grateful. So guys, keep subscribing for more and press the notification bell. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, share. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.